Hello. All right. All right. What's going on? This is an easy one. Easy. Boom. What were my other fixes? I have a list of fixes, and once these fixes are done, I'll be sending the game to the playtesters for the first time in like 2 years. I don't even know. Snow in Seattle. That's not really snow. That's something fake. You guys don't have snow. Okay. Done. I'm going to sort out my items. I don't have them on this computer. Okay, I need to investigate if we start a new campaign with some new champagne. I think that doesn't unload the overworld. Let's test that. Any luck with laptop search? No, I mean, the problem is it's totally the wrong type of the year, right? It's the time of the year when everyone showed things at CES. You can't buy any new laptops at all right now. And in a couple of months from now, when you can buy them, they're all going to be horrible because they're all going to have drivers and BIOSes and firmware that are like rushed out. So they're going to run like complete dog shit. So unless I buy a laptop from last year, which is probably what I should do. Okay. All right, so if I say start a new campaign, all right, we go here, but when we go to the overworld, I feel like what we will find is that the state isn't reset. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. Although I don't know what the state was. Let's do this. Let's go down here. Skip a stone. Mr. Streamer, why is it so slow? We're just going to make sure that that state is there. Yeah, don't buy a Framework 16. They're horrible. I hate to say it, but they're horrible. So I thought that I saw a problem, but it might not have been. I don't know. Maybe I misinterpreted what was happening. Okay, we're back. Fog is reset. All right, well, maybe that's not a problem. So, checked off the list. All right. So now we have to deal with this, like, level previews situation. Somebody added these, and they have the same file name as like other bitmaps that are supposed to be a different resolution, which is very bad. So I just need to change the file name, maybe to put an extra underscore. I don't know. All right. If I go here, I go to Asset Browser Panel. So these are the level screenshots, and I think they're lower res just so that we don't load a ton of giant bitmaps, right? So these are located in probably level previews. And they have the same fucking names, right? So we have to change that. What? Why can't I type? How is Babby formed today? Okay, there's no... start dumping level previews. All right, so... collect level names from images. So when we load the level previews, all right, what? Why are you... What? Why are you using this to do that? All right. We're just going to go underscore P underscore. So that these look different and everything's fine. All right, so that's level preview prefix. This is Nexus view prefix, which is different now. Collect level names from images. Okay, collect all level names. Okay. Level preview prefix. All right, so we're just making a file name. God, there's so fucking many of these. Okay, those aren't this though. Okay, so editor. I guess we want this. Okay, so okay, so we're just trying to clean up this mess. Asset browser panel. Like what the... How do you guys even know which one you're loading? All right. What's the damage? All right. I thought I would be able to get away with that. Thought I would be able. I don't know why anybody fucking bothered with all this. But whatever. All right. So we will not have any level previews because we don't have any files on disk. So if I go here, preview not available. All right, great. But we're at least not loading these other ones. All right, so here I'm going to delete all these. Start cleaning up level preview trash hole, yo. Okay. Well, let's do let's do an update Nexus shots. Because apparently it's using those file names for the level previews. Why, I don't know, but it is. I forget what it's called. It's just that. This may take a while. Let's mute the audio. Lots of puzzle. There's lots of puzzle. There is more puzzle than you have played in your entire life. Any advice what engine to choose as a beginner? You want to create a medieval city builder and was leaning to UE5. Okay. The problem is as follows. If you use Unity, your game is going to be full of bugs and you'll never learn how to program. If you use Unreal, it's just going to be really hard to make the game, and you'll be waiting all the time for the engine to start up and compile. But you'll have like cool reflection shaders. If you use Godot, then it's going to look worse than Unity and run slower than Unity because of this stupid Godot script thing that they were too naive to know was a terrible idea. So the answer is you go on the Solana blockchain and buy Butthole Coin. Supposedly Godot is really badly architected. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Why won't you ship with Godot? Well, how many games do you see that ship? Have I seen SDL3? No. No. Arena shooters did get reborn, but they got reborn as the Zoomer version where you don't aim at anything ever. That's the new arena shooter, dude. The one where you just move. What game would I make with a $100 million budget? I don't know. Something cool. That's only 4 times the budget of this game, so I don't know why you think that's like a big number. What is the physical properties of the streams inside the water? Is it magic or related to any real world properties? Okay, so here's the thing. This is like part of what the game's about, is that there's different universes that have different idiosyncratic rules. And um, that's one of them. So is there a reason for that? Yes. $31,250 per puzzle, dude. I don't even want to think about that number. Oh my god. What do I use for the repository? Just the generic SVN server. I mean, the thing to understand is that source control that's not Git is not retarded about binary assets, so you can generally be fine. Um, Now I need 1 million people to spend $25 to $30 on the game. Possibly, yeah. Actually, more than that, because Gabe takes some of the money. That's my opinion on glue languages. Why would you ever use one if you're a real programmer? That's my opinion on glue languages. I guess you're not a real programmer then. Well, or you could just be making a big mistake. You could be a real programmer who's doing something bad. All right. Now, how do I run the level previews? Update level previews. Let's see if the file name is right. Fuck. Oh, you know why? Because we ran... Whoops. We ran the release build so that it would go faster. And that means we don't have the updated file names. We'll just build a release locally. That'll take 27 minutes because of LLVM. Git LFS makes it manageable for game assets. No, it doesn't. Git LFS is a giant turd that nobody would use for a real game. Unless they're making a horrible mistake. I wish people would stop saying that. Look, here's what you need to know to be a good engineer. Okay? Just because somebody intends for something to do a job doesn't mean it can do a job, and especially doesn't mean it's going to do well at that job. Okay? Intent does not equal reality. If you just keep talking about the intent of things, then you're going to get fucked just like everybody else does who doesn't pay attention to reality. It's like, I'm so tired of it. I mean, it's the same reason why people keep saying, let's do communism, is because they pay attention to the intent and not the outcome. I used it for IOI. Yeah, how big was your asset base? And more importantly, how did you deal with the fact that you now can't sync very well to a specific revision? Because your source is decoupled from your binaries. The whole project was like 200 gigabytes. Well, I guess it's Unreal Engine, right? So that's why it's so big. Oh, I forgot to mention that in the Unreal Engine situation. Yeah, your game will be really, really, really big even if it's Pac-Man. LFS stores every version of every binary. Yes, but it's not synchronized with the source code in the same way that it is with something like Subversion, right? Because if it were, then why are you using Git at all, right? Like if you actually want a synchronous revision by revision thing with no stepping off that path, then like you're not even using Git for the whole thing that Git does. Like the whole design of Git is that, like if you go read the thing where Linus says why he did it, the whole purpose of it is to be a nonlinear source control without a central authority, right? So if you're going to use it as linear source control with a central authority, you're like not actually using Git, except now you're suffering through the horrible command line, right? And tools that are not designed to do what you're doing. Okay. What am I doing? Oh yeah, we were gonna go update level previews, and we're gonna see if the file names, they're not right. Oh, I should have just done it as debug build. Why are they not fucking right? Someone's using the wrong prefix. All right, Nexus views. This makes me so mad. It's like part of the $29 or $25 million budget has been paying people to do stuff like this. And they do stuff that like obviously didn't work, and then they just don't fix it, right? It's like, come on, guys. What the actual fuck? I'm just going to test the folder. All right, so oh, it's just hard coded right here. What do you mean numbered? Why are you numbering? All right. We're going to run it in debug and make sure it's doing the right file names. Didn't have issues with syncing to a specific commit on data files. The main issue was that if there was a conflict, then Git would still want to barf out some garbage and muck up the data files. If you didn't resolve the conflict with LFS instead. Yeah, I because I don't use Git, I don't know what conflict resolution normally looks like. I imagine it's not great. Like, so part of the other problem with Git is just the UI is horrible, UI, right, so to speak. And so getting like anyone who's not a programmer to use it correctly is like you might as well just make your own little tools that are front end UIs that do the specific things that you need the art people to do. All right, what? This Nexus shot name. I'm not being very consistent with these function names. I think I also ran the wrong thing last time. Okay. Update level previews. Why is nothing showing up here? Bitmaps, level previews. Are we going to Nexus shots? Unhandled bitmap path. Okay, what the fuck? .25. I sure did mess something up. Get level preview name. Level preview prefix. Okay, I actually... Maybe I didn't look at this carefully enough and we were like appending the ping and stuff, right? And the folder and all that stuff. Let's see. Let's just do a pretend like we're going to revert. Roberta Williams. All right. Yeah, we're putting the folder here, and we're not doing this. Okay, one of these days we will get this simple task correct. By the way, I was sitting in a coffee shop merely an hour and a half ago, and there was a college student explaining to someone about how he was trying to get ChatGPT to solve some kind of math or computer problem the way everybody says they miraculously do. And he was just like, I would tell it what the parameters of the problem are, and it would come back to me with an answer, and then I try the answer and it violates all the constraints. And then I go back to it and I say, dude, you're violating all the constraints, and it says, oh, I'm sorry, here's a fixed version, and I try the fixed version and it still violates all the constraints. And then blah 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 blah, and then I run out of tokens and I can't use it anymore for today, and then I come back tomorrow and I have the same problem. And so it's like, it's not just me complaining about this stuff, right? It's like anyone who's actually using it for anything real. It's just so funny to hear that from a civilian in the wild. All right. Wait. Did I run the debug? Yes. Or just making sure? Okay. Unhandled bitmap path extension. File name, blah, blah, blah. See, we're not... I don't get it, because we weren't adding the file name before. Okay, wait. Maybe I messed up the Nexus shot saving as well. We actually didn't check that. Like, if I go... How the fuck do I... Like, they change this all the time, and they never give you anything comprehensible. Okay, yeah, we fucked this up too. All right, let's get the level previews working. So, get level preview name. We're just going to put the extension in there. That is how it's going to be. Who else calls this? Like, getting this working is as much work as if I had programmed it myself from scratch. So, like, why did I pay people to do this? You know? Let me just see what all these uses of level preview name are. Okay. Let's do this. Percent. folder level preview prefix name. Okay. File name equals get level preview pathed file name. Current Nexus shots folder, right? Or just like that. All right. Let's just see what happens. Did you implement the windowing yourself? I don't even what do you mean by the windowing? You mean the ability to open a window? Why would you require yourself to use a janky, weird... Ah, fuck. Still wrong. Oh, because we're doing this. That's why. We're doing this down here. All right. Hopefully that's not in source control. Nope. All right. We'll get there eventually. Like, why would you, if you're making a programming language for people to use, why would you include as a dependency a janky-ass GL library? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're afraid of your computer, right? Then it makes sense. All right, this is what we wanted. This is all we were trying to do. All right, so now remember when I did the Nexus shots, we got to do that again. Actually, let's make sure that this works. All these is the same thing at two different resolutions. Why we're not just loading a lower MIP of the main one, I don't fucking know. But that's not what was programmed, and so I'm just going to roll with it, even though this is really kind of stupid. All right. Makes me angry every moment that I have to work on this. All right, so like why I just said sort by date and it's there and then it clears it. Did you see that? Look, sort by, I'll just click this. Oh, those are older. So I hit F5 to sort by date and it shows me old weird things and then it sorts. Like all we're doing is hitting the refresh, but yeah, refresh button, same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Microsoft Windows. It's so confusing. Okay, 6:08 p.m. These are our, okay, so this is all good. Finally. Okay, so now we're going to build a release build. Why is our game not coming back? Hello, computer. Why? I guess somebody didn't get their PhD all the way. What? Why can't I fucking... Okay, so that's like looping, generating a ton of memory for some reason. Hope that doesn't happen now. We'll see. Have I seen alpha code? No, I have not. Can I show my def window proc and WM Paint? Nobody who does a real program uses WM Paint. That's like a bad idea that they had in Windows 1 about how your program was going to work. No real program waits until WM Paint to draw because you really can't do anything high quality that way. So like we just ignore WM Paint. Like approximately every competently programmed video game in history on Windows. You feel like handling Windows on all platforms is hard. Well, that's how you feel then. I mean, if that's really hard, how can you hope to like make an actual video game though? Because making a video game is way more complicated than opening a window. Oh yeah. So now we have to do these. Again, even though we thought we did them before, we in fact were not doing them before. All right, so now we're getting changes in this folder. So that's great. Did I have any luck installing desktops around all the coffee shops in town? Yeah, it only took 4 hours today, and I'm sure when I go back tomorrow, I'll be very happy to sit down in the same seat, and I'm sure the desktop will just be there, and I'll be able to use it. What is my thoughts on N version programming for games? No one has done it so far. What is N version programming? Am I supposed to know what that is? The snacks are peppermint chocolate truffles. The peppermint bark is still somewhere in reality. A bajillion config languages these days. What is a config language? What are you even what are you talking about? What is a config language, and why do you think I would use a config language? What YAML, JSON, TOML, all that crap? Well, like JSON is a very bad data transport language. Like what? You mean like for config files, like you would load? Why would you use any of those for a config file? We just have a format that we wrote that's a small amount of code and is tremendously faster than any of those. Like, I don't know why you would use one of those things to load a config file. Like, config files are tremendously trivial, so like, okay, so for example, and we tend to have a few different formats depending on what we're doing, right? So here's our key map file that we were looking around in before. And it's like an INI file. We got a version number. We've got tags about what's the section. And then we've got the key combos. N means no modifier. You know, WASD, gamepad, whatever. And it's just the thing and then the function. Because you don't want a bunch of weird crap in your file, right? And all these formats just have like weird crap in the file. You want this to be as human friendly as possible. So why do you want to use like a markup language? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Something is processing that syntax, so now it's a language. Whatever. I feel like you feel like you're being snarky with that, but I don't understand. I don't understand your point. That is a markup language. No, it's not. Do you not even know what a markup language is? You're going to tell me that this is a markup language, thus betraying that you have no idea what a markup language is. Why do I read chat? Why do I read chat? Is C a markup language? Like, what do you think is a markup language? Is there no syntax there? Yes, there's a syntax there. That doesn't make it a fucking markup language. It just makes it a very simple data format. If you want to call that a language when it's this simple, that's fine. Markup means a specific thing. The M means a specific thing. Historically and contextually, if you don't know what the M means, don't use the word. I'm just having fun raging at people who don't know what they're talking about. Bro is obviously a troll. No, he's not. No, I think this is legit. I think he doesn't know. I think he thinks any language is a markup language. And the reason I think that is because of all the people who think any testing is unit testing, right? You've seen those people come into chat. Like, they've never heard of any kind of test except for a unit test. And they have no concept in their mind of the difference. But they'll lecture you on how bad you are if you don't like unit tests, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like all the people who will show up and lecture you on memory safety, but they've never used a pointer in their life anyway and wouldn't know anything about pointers and are scared of pointers. But they'll still fucking lecture you on memory safety all day. They'll give you pointers on memory safety. Got ECC memory. Yeah, if you have ECC memory, why do you need Rust? It only makes sense. It only makes sense. Well, I will just continue to sit here and read my markup language. And that's great. Pointers are a markup language because they mark where to look up the thing in memory. That's a good pointer. How much is the markup? It's a 25% tariff. So does that guy think that markup language and like configuration language are the same thing? Because people have used markup languages for that, which again, I state is a very poor choice if that's an engineering choice that you're making. Like maybe that just is what it is. I don't know. Did I ever have an interview where I had to hold in laughter until the end of the interview? No. No. You mean because the person interviewing you would be like super clueless or something? That's not how it usually goes. Like if someone's really clueless about games and they're interviewing someone from games, it's only going to be like a 2 minute interview that's completely meaningless anyway. Like it wouldn't ever go far enough to be ridiculous. But also like it's fine for people from the public not to understand what I do or what I think about. Like that wouldn't be funny, it just would be expected. It's like, yeah, okay. What I do is very niche. Thomas should have at least looked up my games and the name of the programming language. I mean, I don't know what he looked up or didn't look up, but it's obvious that the main thing he cares about is business, and that's what his channel is, and that's fine. He wanted to interview me about business stuff, and he's doing what he's doing, and that's all fine. And you get to think what you get to think. You were inspired to write your own compiler. Well, there you go. I hope your markup language is doing well. I'm trying to remember all the memes, right? So markup language is the new one, and before I go look at something else was the previous one. But like now I've paged out the earlier ones because I want to combine markup language with some of the earlier ones. And I don't remember the earlier ones now. The HTML supercomputer meme. Well, I don't think that was ever a meme on this channel specifically, right? That one was all over the internet. The HTML. Oh, ATN2. Yes. Okay. Um, Wait, what was that one? It was about ATN2 does 3D rendering. Wait, what? What did that guy say? I don't remember it now. It was like he was talking about how ATAN 2 renders 3D pixels or something. And he was very insistent about it. See, I've got to remember all these and then I can put them together. So if you call ATAN 2 from your markup language, then your pixels are like even better or something. It is brutal getting people that want to or can work. Yeah, it didn't used to be as hard, but it's true now. It's hard. And I was talking to a publisher this week, and they had observed the same thing. Like, it's just a lot harder to find people who want to do work. And that just means that if you're going to start a company and hire people, you just have to be a lot tougher and stricter than you would have been before. And that just is what it is. We're using forward rendering. We are using forward rendering. This sure is taking a long time. The people don't want to work anymore is a millennia-old trope. Bro, you're talking to someone who has been running a company since, I mean, in the current form with employees since 2009, okay? Which includes a hefty period pre-COVID and now a hefty period post-COVID. If you're going to tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, then that just tells me I shouldn't listen to you because you don't have judgment about who to listen to on these kinds of matters. It's like stuff just changed, at least here in the US and probably in Europe as well. It's a lot harder now. Everybody's less efficient. Everybody's demoralized. People don't have meaning in their lives. People are depressed. Less so now than a couple years ago, but we haven't fully recovered. How hard is it to get financing for a military-related software project? I don't know. I have never tried to do that. I am not the right person to ask because I don't know that territory at all. I think you want to ask like Palmer Luckey or somebody instead of me. Why are people demoralized? Because our cultural project for the past 20 years has been to demoralize everybody. And it worked. I'm going to get some water. Back in a second. That far back? Yeah, I mean, honestly, since before I was born, that's been the cultural project. It's just, it kicked into extremely high gear since about 2012, but it was going before that for sure. this may be turning around now, but like as an American, probably as a European also, I don't know, but as an American, if you believe in meaning and you believe that like something is important and isn't just like an earthly arbitrary human choice, then you basically have to fight constantly against the rest of, you know, like you have to fight to maintain your soul among the onslaught. And that's not that easy, and not everybody succeeds, right? All right, this is probably going to be a check-in that takes a couple minutes. I should have really probably deleted everything, but... like, I'm not sure why we have this many Nexus shots. I don't think we should. We'll worry about it later. We got to ship value to the people first. All right. Oh, God. Fuck. I screwed up again, guys. Because I assumed it was PNG because somebody had been using PNG, but they're actually supposed to be JPEGs. So now, okay, here's what we're going to do. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. Since we have to do all this anyway, we're going to Roberta Williams all this. Boom. Right. Let me make sure it's JPEG. STB. Right JPEG. Yeah. So, oops. I don't know why. Okay, so first of all, that doesn't have that as well. All right. So we Roberta Williams that, and in fact, so we have 2,300. Oh, that's all my pings. They stay there. Okay, so we have 1375. That's still way too many files. So I'm just going to delete them all. And then we're going to run the thing. And then we'll re-add. Well, no, let's just commit it. Clean out all Nexus shots so we can see what is going on. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's fine, whatever. All right, so we're going to make another release build. And we're going to run it again. Going to keep running it until morale improves. Batch convert them to JPEGs. No, there's no point. Do I think it's possible somehow to offer bounties on a game project? It's very hard. And the reason is because anything worth doing in games is like pretty specialized. And you would probably, like, how are you going to do bounties without giving your whole game source code out to the public to begin with? right? And then someone in China clones your game anyway. Maybe game dev is dead. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because whatever O5 will just write your whole program for you. That's what I heard. That's what Lex Friedman and Mark Andreessen told me. Snack? The snack is honey. Now, we have rotated to honey snack. All right, we're doing it again. No idea what O5 even means. No one does. It means, oh no, what do we name this? The issue is it's so sweet. Yeah, but sugar is good for you. Will O5 write your code in a markup language? I mean, how do you code in anything besides a markup language? I've been told that every language is a markup language. Are each of the levels individual scenes? Yes. Do you have levels which contain sub-levels rendered with some form of culling? We don't have sub-levels, but we do have... Well, we do have two things. Sometimes we have multiple vertical layers, in which case we only render one layer at a time. And, sometimes we just have really big levels spatially. Horizontal and vertically, in which case we just cull stuff that's outside the camera like you would expect any game to do. What's the markup language meme? Oh, you missed it. This was just 15 minutes ago. New meme. A new meme just dropped. Hey, what if I start a meme coin called markup language? Someone linked a clip of me saying nobody uses deferred rendering. Can I elaborate on that a bit? I mean, apparently Unreal's bringing deferred rendering back with their Megalights thing that looks really kind of janktastic, but like deferred rendering was a thing that was invented back when GPUs were not generally programmable, and the idea was we'll store some temporary buffers that have normals in it and stuff, that has some representation of the geometry in the buffer, and then we do lighting in a post pass, right? So that's what deferred rendering means, is like you're not doing lighting in the main render passes, right? Now, Casey had a different idea. I had sort of an argument with him because his idea of deferred rendering is that you literally store anything in an off-screen buffer. And I was like, dude, by that metric, literally every rendering algorithm would be deferred rendering now because everybody has like a ton of off-screen surfaces. But that's not the differentiator, right? The differentiator is, are you doing lighting in your forward pass or are you not? And most games, I mean, I guess Unity has a deferred rendering pipeline that people turn on for some reason. But like most people who actually make an engine, including all the AAA engines, don't do the deferred lighting thing, except that Unity brought back the mega lights. UE has been deferred rendering by default for a while now. Yeah, okay. It's a bad idea. I mean, I guess if Unreal does it by default, like whatever, it's just a bad idea because like deferred rendering does not work very well with traditional transparency, right? So then you have to do a bunch of stuff. Like your transparency is more expensive because you have to do some things. And so like at some point, just what's the point, right? Because like deferred rendering is supposed to be for speed. That's how the defer keyword is for. Exactly. Exactly. All right, how many files we got? 644. All right. That's more like what I expect. They do a lot of transparency by just dithering with temporal noise. Yeah, like, so this is the thing that I don't like about modern Unreal, is they're just sliding further and further down the whatever hole, the Sarlacc pit of just all these like multi-frame things. I mean, it kind of made sense for Lumen, because that's just a very expensive algorithm that takes many frames to converge. But like now they're doing it for like literally everything. And I just don't like it. It's like a very low quality experience, which is weird because Unreal is supposed to be the high quality luxury experience engine, right? But they're making these choices that are super janktastic. In UE, real transparency is done as a separate forward pass on top and is tricky to get not to be broken. Yeah, that's what I would expect if deferred is the default. So I guess I'm incorrect that nobody does deferred, because if Unreal does it by default and a lot of people use Unreal, then a lot of people use deferred. But I meant, nobody making a new engine uses deferred. It just doesn't make sense in the modern day. Like, it's just not, like, if you sit down from first principles and say, what is my best bet for how to render scenes that look good and are efficient, you just wouldn't have the idea to do lighting in a post pass. Because even if you have like 20 lights in the scene, that's actually fine now. Like that used to be impossible because shaders weren't complicated enough. And then after it became possible, it was still really expensive, right? Even if you have like 100 lights that are distributed around the scene, it's not that bad because you can bin them by the geometry, right? You need like really a lot of lights for it to make sense. You need like lights attached to your particles or whatever. All right, this finally finished. $9.53. All right. Did we add them? No. Add. All right, we're finally getting somewhere. Refresh the Nexus shots. All right. And now we'll do the update level previews, and hopefully that'll work. But I'm going to wait for this check-in. Well, now we'll do it in parallel. All right, let's see. Update level previews. Boom. They're going. They have the right names. JPEG file. I can click on it. Hell yeah. All right. All right, well, that's been one of my headaches for a while, is now solved. So uh-oh. Bro. I could have just ignored that, I guess, except that's going to crash somewhere else. All right, let's just do that in debug. I don't even want to try to fucking figure out what level that was. Well, I guess end stacking. Let's see. You can see all the reasons that UE uses it. I mean, I bet it's just historical. Mostly. Like, it definitely did make sense at one point in history. And then Unreal is just a big engine with a lot of code. And if you change it, you disrupt your existing customers, right? Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Ocean, entity, NEID. Why is init ocean? Billy Ocean. Why is Billy Ocean doing this? Oh, God damn it. What was the level name? End stacking. Regenerate mesh init ocean state ocean state initialized false. Okay, make distance field texture. Wait. God damn it. C++ sucks so bad, dude. Okay, wait. This was the wrong place to go into. Any geometry is false. No. We need to have a mesh. We need to have a mesh. 340. All right. Okay. Well, after I go dancing tonight, I guess I'm going to come back and we're going to continue to try to deliver value to the people. All right. Cool. So let's do a release build here. And then we will update the level previews again. Have I read Game Engine Architecture by Jason Gregory? I don't believe I have. Is that an old book? Maybe I glanced through it. I don't know. Very object-oriented style. Sad. Sad. All right. Run it. Let's go. Let's go. Still going. Still cranking. We're cranking like Al Franken. All right. So if we look in the folder, there's all these little bitmappies. Oh, there's 2,400. Oh, that makes me sad. It's fine. Add. Okay. Fuck. So all these missings we need to delete. I thought I had done this, but delete. Okay, it handled that. That's good. And then added. All right. All right. So that's checking in. We will go to this thing preview. Not well. These are probably loading. I would guess. Certainly most of the previews are level. I don't know why those are not available. So missile command is one of my levels. There is no file for it there. There is one there. You know what? I'll worry about that later. This is annoying, but is not germane to to shipping the thing. You know what? The this looks to me like things that are actually in the game may not have the previews. Yeah. So there's probably some code that's explicitly skipping them. I'm going to make a note to work on that, but yeah. All right. Next one, the manifest command. For each level entry on the overworld, add it to our levels table and add the Nexus shot texture to the textures table. Okay, well, supposedly we do this. Yeah, so I think actually the thing where the level preview and the Nexus shots were using the same name, whoever did that was probably trying to have the level previews just be an expanded version. The problem is like a superset that has a hole where the Nexus shots are. That just doesn't work when data is highly dynamic and all this stuff. And it generates errors. It's better if it's a different set. So there's probably code that's skipping. If there's a Nexus shot, it's skipping the level preview, and we don't want to actually do that anymore. But that is not necessary to deliver value to the playtesters. So the manifest is theoretically already doing the Nexus shots. I'm going to test that. We'll just let this generate the manifest, and then we'll go look, and we should be able to see for any level we care to name the bitmap there. Okay, there's a fast travel thing we want to look at. There's this thing. Don't show level previews if the level is not yet visited. I think this is done. That's a map editing thing. Oh, that one's important. Okay. Accidental source control ignore. I don't think so. I don't think it's source control ignore. Manifest still going. We're going. We're going. All right. So we go here. We look at the all.manifest. we look for double underscore a set. Yep, there we go. This is all for all the levels. So that is done. That's great. Let's copy that over here just in case we want that later. All right. I want to double check that my map edit was done. Okay. Overworld. 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 So I believe I fixed this. Yes, indeed, it is checked in. Okay, so that's great. Goes off my list. We only have 8 things to potentially fix before sending out the build, but we don't even need all 8. We don't even need all 8. Okay. And some of them are easy. Some of them are hopefully easy. All right, so level previews. So right now, if I haven't played a level yet, right? So for example, I go here, I get on the level, and it says space to look, and I see the level. That's not helpful if you've never been in the level before. So actually, I only want to do that if it's been visited. Now, I believe we already have a visited flag in the campaign. Levels visited. All right, so I'm going to make a thing in player control. I'm going to say, should level previews are enabled, level name is a string to bool, and we'll say CS is get campaign state, found is table find cs.levels visited level name return found. Oh, level state flags. I never remember the order. Is it table find? It's value and success. Yeah. Flags found. All right. So right. Level state flags. All right. So this is fine. Okay. All right. So let's not print the prompt if level previews are not enabled. Oh, we want to go to control prompts. Okay. What hold for character? I think, yeah, we bound it to character select. Okay, is on enable entry. If entry and level previews are enabled, entry dot Is it level name? Level name. All right. So we only show this if this is enabled, but this is just the prompt. We also, or if it's, if previews are enabled for this level. But that's just the prompt. We also want to make the control not work. So we need to go keybinds. I don't know. Character switch. Flag 1. Remember we did this just last week or whatever? We were like doing this stuff with the viewers. It was in here maybe. The same file we were just editing for other stuff. Update Nexus views. If entry, where does entry come from? Get active hero. So there we go. So now we also disable it. We also disable it if you're not ready. You remember trying to enlerp some quaternions? Well, I mean, if you're going to put it into your camera, you need to make sure it's really unit length. Okay, well, fuck. Now we're not getting any prompt. That's not good. We want a prompt. Oh. Yeah, both of these are in the same place. If level previews are enabled, do this prompt. See, sometimes I just don't read the code. Sometimes I just don't read the code. All right. It's time to go pretty soon in 20, 25 minutes. Okay. Space. No, but we have this V prompt, so that's great. Now, if I go into the level, see, we got to draw that before the little transition holios. If I do this and I do this, okay. See, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. Okay, so I exit. Now I have visited the level. It's not giving me the thing. Why not? Why not? It could be because we never added it to the visited levels, or it could be because we're not checking correctly. So in campaign, levels visited. We're saving and loading it. Note visit. Oh, bro, we're saving 0 as the flags. All right. So we're going to believe, like Parappa, that it's just in the thing. We got to believe. We got to believe. No justice. Look, I don't have a cookie. I just have a fruit bar. Hey, look, it's there now. Why are all these enabled, though? I don't like that. What is happening? This might delay our sending the thing. I don't know why this happens. I assumed it was because I was running something that does this, but this is a very new save that we've hardly done anything with, and they're all unlocked. Oh. Guys, it's running the manifest. Or running the... Because we go to all the levels. See, they're supposed to be like locked like this, right? All right, so this is how they're supposed to look. All right, so I'm not getting spacebar. If I go here and I exit, I am getting spacebar. All right, item done. Done. Yeah, it's not that hard to, of course, stop the unlocking as a side effect, which I should do at some point. But again, we just want to get the playtest build ready. So I'm only going to do things right now that are on path to the playtest build. All right. Okay. Okay, friendly dragon. Let's fix that guy. Am I using a Game Shark to unlock all the levels? Of course. That's my new meme coin. I'm going to start a meme coin called Game Shark Coin. Why didn't we start in wardrobes? Because I didn't make it a string. I didn't correctly use the markup in my markup language. Oh my god, look at that. Look how fucked up that is. Why did that happen? Okay, let's delete this. This is a new problem, or else we would have noticed it. Okay. What is going on here? Okay. Info. Oh, that's the particle source, not the entity source. Oops. I was chasing down the wrong pointer. Good thing, because these pointers aren't memory safe. Source entity. Just making sure this is the friendly dragon, which it is, but we're making sure. All right. Friendly dragon. All right. All right. Well, that's fine. So, still friendly dragon. So Y direction powered on T. Position samples, dragon segments. Count 1. Data. Num steps 1. This is all correct. So why are we drawing something much longer than 1 is the question. Is the question. Let's come down here to seg. This is what gets sent to the GPU. I wrote all this code recently a few months ago, so yeah, okay. Well, here it's going really far. It's 21 squares long. Why is it 21 squares long? Because somebody went in and probably added a margin and didn't think about what if it's friendly dragon. That's my guess. All right, so has beam data been made longer? I think it's probably just seg, right? Dragon segments, data, PA delta, num steps 1 still. So let's just go back here. Beam segment info. Boom, boom, boom. Length. Well, let's check the length. 21. That's not good. Okay, so let's see. Did that break? Wait. Is that seg.length? All right, so seg. Oh, this doesn't fill seg out. Seg is filled out. Info.segment. All right, let's just come back in here fresh so that nothing weird has happened. Info segment. Yeah, no, that's really long. Okay, why is that really long? So this is a particle info that gets filled out. This particle sources is not actually particle sources. It's particle infos, and those don't exist because we're making the array all new. Okay, so let's just come out here. Actually here. We just want to look at this. All particle sources, 8. I don't know why there are 8 instead of 4. That's weird. We maybe have to look at that. All particle sources is undefined. It's literally right there. Oh, because we're in the macro and it's getting confused. That's not great. All right. Still 8 things. Okay, this is bad. I mean, maybe it's actually not bad. Maybe one is for the shell and one is for the interior. Okay, anyway. What are we looking at again? Get beam data from particle source. All right. Beam data. Beam data. Visual beam segments. Length 21. Where does this come from? Are these all, if these are all set wrong, that makes it easy. Beam A. Where was it? Dragon segments, data. Wait, no, what was it? It was visual beam segments. Length 21. All right. So I kind of know what code is doing that. I don't remember what file. Visual beam segments. I gotta go soon, so this might have to wait until next stream later tonight to get fully resolved. Dragon beams update cosmetic. Okay, it's literally right here. So dragon beams update dragon beam. Okay. So beam data, literally had it already. Visual beam segments as soon as they're created. Data, length 21. Okay. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, is this passed in or is that... Yeah, we're initializing it. All right, so here we go. We reset. Copy dragon segments into beam data. So we did the... Wait. Okay, we do the cast elsewhere then. Where are we looking at? Oh, this is the first one. These are all going to be the first one. Okay, visual beam segments. Why is that? Length 0, all right. Yes, we're extending to infinity, which we don't want to do. I'm amazed. Okay, I did this months ago. I'm amazed that we haven't noticed this. All right. All right, copy dragon segments into beam data. Copy dragon segments. So the deal is these aren't supposed to be super long. Oh. Clean up these parameters. For dragon equals okay. Maybe that's all we need to do. Let's see. Parenthesis expected. I expect a parenthesis for all the money that I pay to come here. All right. Now it's length 0, or I think it's length 1, and it just doesn't look very good. So like our rendering doesn't do that length very well. Let's just see. We just need it looking kind of reasonable. Oh, but then we also can push out the plane, right? No, that's fine. This is totally... This is good. This is good. We need to draw a cap on the bottom one, but that no cap. No cap, guys. All right. We succeeded at that. Okay. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 things left to do for sure before delivering value to the people or the playtest people. And then 2 more that are optional. That's pretty good. All right, thanks everybody. I'm going to go out and have fun. We'll do another stream tonight when I get back where we try to do the rest of these. And all right, thanks everybody. See you later.